Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys some major breaking news for the Boruto anime, because we have brand new episode spoilers for Boruto anime episodes 291 going all the way up until episode 293. And you know, some of you guys want me to talk about like the big Boruto anime hiatus because we have some confirmed information right now. I've already done an in-depth video that I'll leave in the end credits of this video here if you want more information about why the anime is going on hiatus and the impact of it. But we'll touch on some of the new information we have later on in this video here. But much appreciations to Organic Dinosaur for purchasing the Animedia magazines and going on to TV Tokyo's website to read the official synopsises and translate everything. That way we get the information. Also got some information about which of these episodes you should be the most excited for. So with all that being said though, let's back things up and let's get into the episode spoilers that we have for today. So Boruto episode 291 is titled Control, and it's going to be airing on March 12th. And according to the synopsis that comes via TV Tokyo's official website, it says that Boruto has finally managed to find his way to Kawaki's location in order to help him out, as both of them have decided to defeat Code together. Since they have to face off against Code, who possesses a high level of combat strength, Boruto activates his karma. In response, Code also activates his own karma. As the battle intensifies, Kawaki becomes increasingly uneasy about Boruto potentially getting his consciousness hijacked by Momoshiki once again. Meanwhile, in Konoha Village, it seems like Boruto and Kawaki have vanished without anyone else noticing. In order to search for their whereabouts, the 7th Hokage, Naruto, has decided to take it upon himself and embark on a manhunt for them. So this one right here, I know people have been waiting to see Naruto's Wisdom of Age stage mode. That's going to be in this episode coming up here, episode 291. I'm personally going into this one, I'm not expecting like 204 level animation. I've kind of said that a few times. I'm expecting this one to be somewhere in that ballpark of episode 207. It's like Boruto and Team 7 versus Boro, where Sarada uses that Chidori, or Boruto episode 186, which is the Boruto versus Owl fight. Basically, good animation where there's a couple of cuts of Sakuga sprinkled throughout the episode itself. Episode 292, that's the one I really think that they're going to show out on, because that's the episode that we've seen some of the aspects of it in some of the Boruto anime openings and etc. So I gotta say, for 291, if you're expecting Boruto episode 189 level animation, I don't think you should go that high, simply for the fact that like 189, 175, 204, those are good enough animation quality where they rival and surpass some seasonal anime. But 291, that's gonna be a fun episode for this one coming up here for this upcoming week. Now, episode 292, for those of you guys wondering why this one's going to be so special, this one is going to be airing on March 19th and it's titled Thirst, and this was published in Animedia magazine. And it says, in the midst of their fierce battle, Kawaki's fears have come true. Suddenly, Boruto's consciousness has become completely hijacked by Momoshiki. As Momoshiki Yotsuki, Boruto's strength overwhelms Code. Kawaki is amazed at Boruto's powers. Then Naruto arrives on scene. Shikamaru Nara is accompanying him. Kawaki is concerned for Naruto's well-being since he is Code's target. However, Naruto ignores feelings. Naruto, as the Hokage, attempts to fight against Code, but despite his efforts, Shikamaru gets taken as a hostage by Code. Momoshiki then allies himself with Code. He is trying to carry out his former vengeance upon Naruto. Naruto has now fallen into a crisis and being driven into a corner. So this looks like this is probably going to be Boruto chapter 65 right here, and I like what we're seeing here. So like episode 291 looks like it's going to be adapting 2 chapters, and 292 looks like it might just be chapter 64 on the back end and all of chapter 65 if my memory serves me correct. But based off of this one right here, looks like we're going to be seeing Borushiki, as fans like to dub him. So I like seeing that. I don't know, but based off of this synopsis, it kind of seems like they're going to actually have Naruto knuckle up with Code for a little bit. So that's going to be interesting if there's like a short sequence where Naruto is pressing up against Code and then Shikamaru just ends up getting taken hostage by Code. I think this is going to be good, man. This one's going to be good, but like I'm gonna be very curious to see if they add any additional stuff in it, because the manga version, I personally like the manga version simply for the fact that you can see the huge difference in power when Momoshiki hijacks Boruto's consciousness, and he's on a different level than he was when he fought against Code or when he fought against that fatigue version of Sasuke. There are craters being being left behind by some of the jutsu, and Momoshiki's doing some really amazing stuff that is putting Boruto to shame. If you think Boruto's a genius, anime only fans, you have no idea Boruto's key jutsu, Momoshiki improves upon it in a way to where you look at it and say, why didn't anybody ever think about this before? So I'm gonna be very curious to see how they handle 292. Now episode 293 is going to be airing on March 26th, and this one is going to be titled Farewell. And for this one, it was also published in Animedia magazine. It says that Boruto is preparing to die in order to stop Momoshiki from hijacking his consciousness again. Meanwhile, Kawaki uses his karma. It was restored to him through some treatments done by the scientist Sanzu Amato. By using his karma, Kawaki is able to drive Code into a corner. Kawaki is willing to do whatever it takes in order to eliminate anyone who also poses a threat to Naruto's life. Kawaki's battle style is so overwhelming that even Shikamaru is trembling in fear at his mighty powers. Code then realizes the difference in strength between him and Kawaki. As brothers, Kawaki and Boruto have overcome various hardships together. However, even their relationship is beginning to have an unsettling and ominous shadow looming over them. Momoshiki had announced to Boruto some time ago that destiny will snatch everything from you. Now that time has come. So looking at this, I think there's probably a chance that you see some of the Boruto versus Kawaki in episode 292, because it looks like the way this episode is going to open up is it's going to open up with Boruto basically getting ready to get killed. That's probably how this is opening up, because it says that Boruto's preparing to die in order to stop Momoshiki from hijacking his consciousness again. So I think that that's actually smart. And for this one right here, I've seen a few people, and I trust the people that have said this. I've seen a few people say that episode 293, if you look at episode 218, that's roughly what you should expect. 218 is the Kurama death episode where you had Isshiki dying at the beginning of the episode, and then you had Boruto and Kawaki and Sasuke all in that big dust up, and then you had the Kurama goodbye scene. I think that that's actually really good and is fitting given the events that we have in the chapter that this episode here is going to be adapting. Now, moving on to the second part of the breaking news that we have for today. As I said earlier, I've already done an in-depth video talking about why the Boruto anime is going to be going on a hiatus and what the different things that actually means for. But looking at what Organic Dinosaur has pointed out here, Organic Dinosaur kind of pointed out that if a core, a season, or a series ends or is being canceled, the listed episode title will also contain an annotation besides it that says final episode on that date. For example, Digimon's 326 air date and Pokemon's broadcast on 324 included that mark. Boruto on 326 does not. So the other thing worth noting is that the air dates for the Boruto anime episodes in April have been delisted, which means that there isn't a placeholder number on there, which that's usually industry standard practice anyway. Like when people had that rumor sometime last year where they said the anime was going to end at episode 246, I said no, that's not a credible source. It's not uncommon to have placeholder numbers. That's what Organic Dinosaur is getting at here. Just like how I said back then that the anime streaming sites and streaming websites and etc. have episode numbers that have placeholders, it's the same thing with the magazines. They're given placeholder numbers for the different episodes, but in this case those numbers have been taken off, but it's not been designated as a final episode though. Now, what some of the people who have been reporting on this, and I trust what's being coming out because it lines up with what I was told when I made that video last month or so, Boruto's anime is going to be going on a hiatus, and we have an idea for how long it's going to last. So the animators and people in-house are pushing for a 6-month hiatus. However, Studio Piro is only going to be giving a 3-month hiatus. So right now, no official statement has been made, but if it's 3 months, then I'm really wondering who in the production committee is the one that decided not to go with what the animators themselves are asking for. For those of you guys who are wondering what a production committee is, I will leave a video that's very detailed that explains the different roles that different companies play a role in. When it comes to anime creation, I would go in detail and explain that, but usually when I get too technical, that's when a lot of you guys click off because that's not what you're here for. That's what's being reported, that this is going to be a 3-month hiatus in order to give the animators a break, as well as to try and fix some of the scheduling issues. I'm going to be very curious to see how the production committee actually came up with the 3-month break here. If I'm not mistaken, when Studio Pierrot put Kingdom on a hiatus, I believe Kingdom was on a longer hiatus, and Kingdom had similar issues with Boruto where there was a tight schedule and they took that break in order to fix things. Now, if you'll recall, back in 2020, Boruto's anime went on a hiatus from like April to early July, if my memory serves me correct. So if it's a 3-month, then it's roughly about the same time as this. If it ends up being 6 months, that will probably be for the better, because that's what the animators themselves are pushing for. Now, I will say Boruto's anime going on a hiatus does mean a couple of the animators who originally started out from Bleach, they're probably going to move back over to Bleach's anime, especially if Bleach's second core is running behind schedule like how the first core was. It makes sense to move them back to their original home. But that's all the information that we have for right now. Let me know which episode you guys are most interested in checking out. While you think that over, click here to watch that video on the Boruto anime hiatus.